Hey, good morning and welcome. We are live at Phil's Dream Pit here on the Tom Village Sports Show number 554 on this Tuesday, July the 11th, 2017. Thanks for being with us. Got lots to talk about today. And of course, we're in here for Phil's Dream Pit. We're here once a month having a big time. And again, the quest for perfect barbecue. And here's the old logo right there. You can't beat it. Phil's Dream Pit. Again, the quest for perfect barbecue. Again, the website to go to is philsdreampit.com. Phone number 349-6437 is the number to call. 349-6437. You see the hours here Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 7. Sunday and Monday they're closed, and so they're open back up and have been closed since Saturday. So Sunday and Monday taking the day off and back at it here Tuesday through Saturday. We're rocking and rolling. We'll be talking, of course, about the Dream Packs. We'll talk about that, and also the meat by the pound, and also just the great menu items you can get here at Phil's Dream Pit. Again, the quest for perfect barbecue. We always kick off our show by telling you we dedicated to the man who hung on the cross, and today, of course, no exception. Today's verse is out of the book of Psalms. Says, I am your hiding place. I will protect you from trouble and surround you with songs of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Rejoice in me. Out of the book of Psalms, there we go, 32, 7 to 11. I am your hiding place. I will protect you from trouble and surround you with songs of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Rejoice in me. And that is the verse of the day to get it all started here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, thanks. Yesterday, over 2,000 views. Again, we appreciate that very, very much. We continue to grow, and that's the name of the game. We appreciate it very, very much. We are loaded for bear. The owner, Phil Pipkins, will join us a bit later on for Phil's Dream Pit. Also, Colin Brooks got a magazine coming out of the Northeast Tennessee Pigskin coming out a little bit later on, just in time for football season. Also going to be joined by Steve McCauley and Aaron Trent from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Daniel Monjay from Milligan College, and also the Milligan College volleyball coach, Deneva Bay, is going to join us as well. So all that, plus we got a full look at Major League Baseball, got a full look at NASCAR, got some breaking news in NASCAR we'll tell you about. Also got some stories about the NFL, the National Football League. Also media days, what was said yesterday by Coach Brett Bielema, and also Ed Orgeron from LSU, as well as Butch Jones from the University of Tennessee on Media Day yesterday in Hoover, Alabama. So all that and more. We're live again here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. And again, those Dream Packs to go. Feeds 4 if you're on the move and don't want to sit here and eat it and get on your way to someplace. You would want to check out the Dream Packs in increments of 4. Feeds 4, the pork, the chicken, or the beef brisket. For example, the brisket, a pound of beef brisket bread. Again, you have barbecue sauce and 3 side pints of great side dishes here. Again, at Phil's Dream Pit. Also, you have the chicken, 4 halves, 3 side pints, barbecue sauce and bread. Or the Dream Pack to feed 4 to go only, of course, would be for the pork. A pound of pork, 4 buns, barbecue sauce, and 3 side pints. All that again right here at Phil's Dream Pit off of Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. The quest for perfect barbecues. We'll take a break, come right back. We'll jump in, talk Major League Baseball. I don't know if you watched it last night, but my man put on a show. Not my man, but the man, I guess. Aaron Judge put on a show last night, the Home Run Derby, again with the Major League Baseball All-Star game down in Miami. And so we'll talk all about that and what's going on in Major League Baseball. Also, the Appalachian League played last night. They're off tonight for the All-Star game. So we'll take a look at Major League Baseball. Also, who's looking to make some moves here in the next couple of days to get ready for the second half of the season. Got some players and teams looking, players to be shopped and players to be shopped, I should say, and teams to buy. So we'll see all about that coming up. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll jump in and take a look at Major League Baseball, our first segment coming up next year on the Tom Lewis Sports Show number 554, live from Phil's Dream Pit, brought to you by the great folks from Grip Energy Drink.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now, some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here, the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Show number 554. We're live at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Let's take a look at Major League Baseball, our first segment. And how about it last night? New York Yankee rookie Aaron Judge stole the show, won the 2017 Home Run Derby with ease last night at Marlins Park. He got rid of Marlins slugger Justin Bauer in the first round, Dodgers rookie sensation Cody Bellinger in the second round. Of course, Miguel Sano beat him in the finals. And so the highlight of the night, pretty clear. Judge's first-round matchup with Bauer, the Miami first baseman, put on an incredible show, swatting 22 home runs, bringing the decidedly pro-Marlins crowd to its feet. It was an amazing atmosphere. Someone who sat in the stands for Josh Hamilton's show in the 2008 Home Run Derby, they can say that Bauer got the crowd as amped up as Hamilton did that night, and yet Judge came out and hit 23 home runs to beat Bauer, and did it with time to spare as well. Within the first round, Judge managed to hit a ball off the roof of Marlins Park. He did it in batting practice as well. In fact, Judge's home runs, some of the home runs in that second round against Bellinger, 513, 507, 504, and 501 feet, which is unheard of. And so he actually hit the top of the roof at Marlins Park, this youngster Aaron Judge at 6'7" for the New York Yankees. So first off, it looked like he was having fun. That was obvious. And number two, Judge was launching opposite field home runs into the second deck in right field. The left-handed power hitters like Bauer and Bellinger were hitting him up in there as well. He was doing it as a right-hand hitter going to the opposite field. So Judge used the whole field to again, maximize and, have a big time last night. So Aaron Judge, the winner of the 2017 Home Run Derby, the rookie sensation from the New York Yankees, who right before the All-Star break set the record for most home runs by a rookie New York Yankee, again eclipsing the obvious famous Joltin' Joe DiMaggio, who broke his record. Pretty impressive stuff. And so Judge goes on to continue a great rookie season for the Yankees by winning the Home Run Derby. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, in his annual press conference during the All-Star Week, talked about expansion, and 3 cities jumped out. He explicitly named Montreal, Charlotte, and Mexico City as possible new teams for Major League Baseball. Well, Manfred has made a point of expanding baseball's global footprint, and no doubt has long-term designs and expansion beyond the U.S. and Canada. Mexico City presents a number of challenges, ranging from the city's high altitude to the city's relative modest corporate presence. Not a whole lot of business apparently going on in Mexico City in terms of Major League Baseball. So, let's see, the last time they expanded was the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and the Tampa Bay Rays, then known as the Devil Rays, and the Arizona Diamondbacks back in 1998. So they're looking to expand, and Rob Manfred, the commissioner, said yesterday Montreal, Mexico City, and for sure Charlotte may be teams, or I should say places, that could get a Major League Baseball team in the not-too-distant future. We start the second half of the season. Who's looking for help? Dee Gordon is much sought after, again, the second baseman for the Miami Marlins. The trade deadline July the 31st, and so Miami currently 10.5 games behind Washington in the NL East. So pretty good chance they're going to unload this guy. Second baseman batting .295, 32 stolen bases, 53 runs scored this season, and so he's still one of the most dangerous runners on the base paths. So again, he's 29 years old. So Dee Gordon being shopped, and with interest from the Angels, the Blue Jays, and the Kansas City Royals. So stay tuned. You'll see maybe some movement there with respect to Dee Gordon from the Miami Marlins. Other teams looking to make some moves here in the postseason. Some of the pitchers being looked at: Sonny Gray from the Oakland A's, the Pirates, Garrett Cole, Jose Quintana from the Chicago White Sox, and Justin Verlander from Detroit. Also, how about this? The Chicago Cubs are interested in Daniel Norris from Johnson City. So Cubs looking and chasing and looking and pursuing some of the pitchers of Detroit. With the money Verlander has left on his deal, $56 million over the next 2 seasons, and a $22 million vesting option for 2020. He's going to be pricey, so that's why Chicago looking at the Tigers' best young starters, Michael Fulmer and Daniel Norris. Cubs are looking at both these guys. And so don't be too surprised if you see a move there that the Cubs may be going after and end up picking up a couple of young arms in the former Michael Fulmer and Daniel Norris, who on the DL right now for the Detroit Tigers with a strain. Also, the Braves looking for a frontline starter. Would now seem to indicate the Braves believe they have a serious shot at the postseason this year. Again, the rotation, they're looking at possibly Chris Archer or Jose Quintana from the Chicago White Sox. The Braves getting ready to open up a checkbook, it would appear, trying to bolster their lineup as they start the second half of the season. Red Sox eyeing David Phelps, a right-hander, and so they are looking at possibly picking him up. Again, he is a 2.70 ERA over 30 innings from May 3rd through July the 9th, so having a pretty good season right now. Phelps, again, so David Phelps they're looking at, they being the Red Sox, maybe to acquire him. Also, some of the Blue Jays on the move. Blue Jays are far underperforming so far this season. They have some very intriguing pieces to offer teams. Third baseman Josh Donaldson is one, and starting pitcher Marcus Stroman is another. So the Blue Jays, again, looking to strengthen their baseball team heading down the stretch for the second half of the season as well. And last but not least, the New York Yankees in the market for a first baseman. The Chris Carter experiment was an obvious failure. The Yankees designated him for assignment twice this season. Cashman said in his interview that Greg Bird is set to visit a doctor Monday. The team will know more about his status for the remainder of the season after that. Still, Cashman said the team is a buyer heading into the trade deadline and is focusing on reinforcing first base and the pitching staff for the New York Yankees. So don't be too surprised you see some movement there from the folks out of the Bronx Bombers. Appalachia League last night, you had Kingsport defeating Greenville 13-7. It was Elizabethton defeating Johnson City in 10 innings, 13-12. That's a football score. Pulaski beat Bristol 4-2. Danville over Burlington 4-3, and Bluefield all over Princeton 14-8. Your standings, they all have the night off tonight in the Appy League to watch the All-Star game down in Miami, Florida, of course. And in the Tri-Cities division, you've got Elizabethton a half game better than Greenville, Johnson City and Kingsport 5 games back, Bristol and the Cellar 8 games back. In the East, right now, Pulaski with a 1-game lead over the Bluefield Blue Jays. Again, in the Appalachian League Eastern Division, again, everybody off tonight. We'll pick back up tomorrow night. Johnson City, the Cardinals open up a series against Bristol, and that'll be the only team in the Tri-Cities you can watch tomorrow night. As far as Appalachian League baseball, everybody else travels. Elizabethton goes to Burlington. Kingsport will be in Pulaski. Greenville's in Bluefield. And again, the only Tri-Cities team at home tomorrow night in Johnson City, the Cardinals against the Bristol Pirates. So that's a look at Major League Baseball. Again, the All-Star game coming up tonight at Marlins Field in Miami. That's what time that starts. Baseball, 8 o'clock tonight, the All-Star game, the American League versus the National League. Quick break. We'll come right back. We'll take a look at NFL football. We got one guy in trouble, and what's the other story? The Chiefs make some moves off field, and we've got another NFL player in trouble off the field. Guy's not a smart guy. Pulled a handgun at a water park. How stupid could you be? This guy's pretty dumb. We'll tell you who it is. He's in trouble with both his team and the National Football League. We'll do that right after this. We're live at Phil's Dream Pit. Again, as we are live here again on this Tuesday, July the 11th. Again, our 554th show. Right back after this here on the Tom Village Sports Show, brought to you by Grip Energy Drink.
This is the place where you can forget all about work for a while and celebrate the good old U.S. of A. And take in the best bumper-banging, fist-waving, hero-making short track race of the year, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. And kids' tickets are just $10. Be there August 19th, because it ain't just another race. It's Bristol, baby.
Trucks, and more trucks at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a huge selection of over 400 new Silverados to choose from, with over 700 total Chevrolets in stock, with savings that are bigger than our massive selection. Silverado Double and Crew Cab All-Stars, $11,000 off MSRP. Malibu LT, 20% off. 17 Colorado, $19,995. 17 Equinox, $21,445. Don't miss out on one of the best times to buy a new Chevrolet with savings that will leave you asking, how do they do that? At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Don't forget to register for a couple of free tickets to Dollywood, a couple of one-day passes over $100 a piece, and we'll give those away next Friday. All you got to do is go to TomTaylorSports.com/contest. We'll give it away July 21st. Thanks to Jeremy Livesey from JeremyLivesey.com with Mortgage Investors Group. So we've already got entries, let's see, Tennessee, Ohio, West Virginia, North Carolina, Kentucky, and so we appreciate that. Why would you not? Have you ever been to Dollywood?
I have, yes.
Yeah. Well, let's get him on the screen, let him talk about it. This is our buddy. Nope, that's not him. That's me. Let's get rid of me. Let's get him on. Our buddy Phil Pipkin, again, the owner here of Phil's Dream Pit. Hit that magic button, and boom, there he is. And so popped right up. You have been to Dollywood, so for the folks out there, look in the camera and tell them your impression, bird's eye view of going to Dollywood.
Just a fun-filled day, relaxing. Get on the water slides and the water rides. And
do you ride a roller coaster?
I'm not a roller coaster guy.
Ferris wheel?
How
about the train?
Yeah, yeah, I'll do the little stuff.
So anyway, we're giving away those tickets, and we're giving away next Friday. So be sure and go in there and register. No purchase necessary. First name, last name, email address. We don't sell off the list to anybody. Once it's over, it's over. Then we're going to reload and get ready to start giving away race tickets right after that, getting ready for racing activity at Bristol Motor Speedway. We are 36 days away from starting up a big weekend of racing at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're talking to my man Phil Pipkin, and again, the owner of this wonderful place. Love coming out here doing this once a month. Love him being our sponsor, one of our great sponsors. We always dedicate the show to the man who hung on the cross, and I've already done it, but I want you to do it again, so you can't ever talk about him enough. And what's the verse of the day, my friend?
Verse is from Psalm 32, verse 7 through 11. I am your hiding place. I will protect you from trouble and surround you with songs of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Rejoice in me.
There you go.
Ding.
There you go. Hit the bell. So we're going to get into the product here in a moment, but from you and for Diana, it's obvious the Lord's hand's all over this and this business. And last time I was here, you said you went to a meeting or a conference and you sold out, and it's never been the same since. Tell me about it.
It was was formed by some men out of Georgia, and it's called Solely Business. And we were having retreats here once a year at Doe River. We're kind of on a rebuilding of that, but it was just a weekend for men. And kind of what was surprising was, all the troubles. Men are men. Very hard to talk about what you're going through, and this was just a weekend set up that, men sharing with men, and you find out commonality. Everybody's got the same issues, the same troubles. And at the time when I went over there, I'd been through some things that had really torn my life apart, and I got reintroduced to him at that weekend, and it changed my life. It changed the way I run my business. Came back, I threw away comment cards on how's the food and put prayer requests on the tables. And most of the time when I talk to people, I don't ask them how the food is. I ask them how they're doing. How's your heart? And what's going on in your life, and get the opportunity to pray with people here. And then we have a men's group, kind of a spin-off from that weekend, a men's group that gets together every Wednesday and talk about how we can continue to keep the Lord in our business and in our lives, and just support each other and lift each other up.
He's worthy of that.
He is very worthy of that.
He went up on that cross for you and I, and the least we can do is talk about him, promote him as much as we can. Because
amen.
What else is there? So,
I feel him daily, Tom, but
sure.
His love and grace always lifts me right back up.
Yep. He stretched out those hands up on the cross and says, I love them this much. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
They know not what they do.
Laws of mercy. We're talking about my man Phil Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit. You see here on the screen, and so it is a busy time. Folks on the move. Just came out of the 4th of July. Of course, folks, school starting back up here pretty soon, so a lot of folks getting ready to do that last hurrah or on the move, and so we want you to come to Phil's Dream Pit. If you don't have time to sit down and eat, we've got a thing called the Dream Packs to get it to go. Tell me about that.
So we've got all of our meats. You can get anything to go, but with picnics and going to pool parties, and you got Fun Fest starting up, so people will be heading down to Kingsport to stop by, dine in or take out. And our Dream Packs, we can try to do them even numbers, 4, 8, 12, just as many, up to 100 people if you want to. It ends up costing you about $6.25 a person, which is You get pork, and 3 sides, and I mean it's a hard deal to beat.
Yeah, you can't top it. So let's start with let's do the brisket first. Usually we start with the pork. Let's start on the other end, the brisket. You get it in feeds 4, feeds 6, feeds 8, as he said, increments of 4. And so let's talk brisket. The dream pack for the brisket to go. Tell me about that one.
It's just it's very, very good brisket. I cook the brisket flats. I do something most people don't do. I trim all the fat off the brisket before I smoke it, and I get I think I get a more tender brisket.
Oh yes. Yes.
And no, it's just if you're not into pork or chicken, that's the beef I offer is the brisket.
We're talking to Phil Pipkin again. And then let's talk chicken. You do the dream pack for the chicken too.
Yeah, I do half chickens on the bone. I don't have any pulled chicken. Chicken's hard to keep moist. When you pull it, it'll dry out real fast, and I don't like to throw a bunch of sauce on my meats. So I offer half chickens. I don't season them. They're just smoked half chickens. Very, very delicious. I have a dry rub chicken breast. It's a boneless, skinless chicken breast that I put my Memphis style dry rub on, and that's my second chicken offering.
Let's talk about the sides. Again, we're talking to Phil, obviously on the screen here, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit. Coming up, we got my man. We bring small people in to be on our show. We call him Puny. Puny Brooks is here in a few minutes. Talk about the Northeast Tennessee Pigskin publications coming out for high school football. So tell me about the sides. We don't talk enough about your sides.
So we have macaroni salad, coleslaw, and potato salad. All those are made fresh daily, and as well as baked beans. Put a lot of smoked pork in with the beans and get a lot of high praises on the taste of the beans. And then just potato chips. I don't deep fry anything, so these are just bags of Lay's plain or barbecue chips. Just simple.
Just simple stuff, but it's awesome. We say this every time down this wall here is all these different awards and plaques they've won for all the cook-offs and the rib contest, and you've been at this for a while, and you know, proofs in the puddings, they say. You win a lot of awards,
but the biggest award is the customers.
Absolutely.
You know, and kind of what makes me feel good is I'm in my 10th year. I've got customers that's been coming for 10 years, and the best praise they give is the quality is always the same. It never deviates. It never falls off. And you know, it's like I said, I cooking fresh every day, so we don't serve anything old or.
It's awesome, and of course for me, he's given me an opportunity to try a hot dog. Everywhere after I had your hot dog, there is no other hot dog. None. I was at a place out of town over the weekend and got a hot dog, and I said, really? This don't even touch Phil's Dream Pit down in Tennessee.
So yeah, we've got an all beef hot dog. I must have sampled 50 different dogs before I settled on this one, and it's unbeatable. And we do we do one, we call it a dream dog. We smother that all beef hot dog with baked beans and coleslaw, and you can't pick it up and eat it. You better have a knife and a fork. And one I don't get a lot of requests for, but I do one I call the Barbie dog, and that's my pulled barbecue underneath the hot dog, and then pulled barbecue on top of it, mixed in whatever flavor of sauce you like the best, and that one's hard to beat too.
And then last but not least, once you get done, you got to have a dessert here in the South. You got some great desserts too.
Got one, yeah. I got 3 or 4. I got of course I got cookies. I got chocolate chip and white chocolate macadamia, and then we do a brownie dream, and it's a brownie with a Hershey Symphony bar cooked in the middle, and top it off with ice cream and chocolate syrup, and then we got blueberry dream, which is a blueberry cobbler. It's got pecans and pineapple, and just it's a really good cobbler to follow up behind some barbecue. And then of course the homemade banana pudding, which can't beat banana pudding with barbecue.
That'll set you free. And so it's all great right here. Last question, I know you get back over there, but the last question, we'll get you back on here in a little while too, but what do you feel like, you're the owner, you and Diana, what do you feel like separates this Phil's Dream Pit from the other XYZ barbecue folks? Because there's obviously a lot of them out of here in the South.
Well, I think, you know, the quality is one, but I think the overall thing is the care for customers, the service. We've got customers that are family more than they are customers, and we really do try to build those relationships. And as you know, with Christ, that's what life's all about. It's the relationships you build, and it's, you know, God gave me this restaurant as a tool. And that's the way I view it now. It's just a tool for me to get to know people and maybe be a difference in their life if I can.
There you go. Hit that bell again. This is like this show. We use it as a tool to get the word out there.
Yes, sir.
Like Phil Robertson said on Duck Dynasty, this show goes as far as he said, Duck Dynasty will go as far as God wants it to go. Same with this show. And Friday we hit our high water mark at almost 3,300 views. So it continues to grow at over 2,000 yesterday. So it ain't me. It's him.
Amen.
He gets the proper credit. So will you come back in a little while?
Yes, sir. Be honored to.
This little tiny fella coming over here next.
Okay.
He'll dwarf the whole camera. So we'll see you back in a few.
Yes, sir.
I love this guy right
Thank
here.
you,
Phil
Tom.
Pipkin, yes, sir. The owner of Phil's Dream Pit. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go from barbecue to high school football. We'll talk to my man coming up next year on show number 554. They said it wouldn't work. Said it wouldn't last. Going strong here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is the place where you can forget all about work for a while and celebrate the good old US of A. And take in the best bumper-banging, fist-waving, hero-making short track race of the year, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. And kids' tickets are just $10. Be there August 19th because it ain't just another race. It's Bristol, baby.
Trucks, and more trucks at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a huge selection of over 400 new Silverados to choose from, with over 700 total Chevrolets in stock, with savings that are bigger than our massive selection. Silverado Double and Crew Cab All-Stars, $11,000 off MSRP. Malibu LT, 20% off. 17 Colorado, $19,995. 17 Equinox, $21,445. Don't miss out on one of the best times to buy a new Chevrolet with savings that will leave you asking, how do they do that? At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now, some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit, and lunch has broke loose here. We're rocking. Got a lot of guys in here wolfing down, and some ladies out on the front porch too. So we're right off Interstate 26. Again, the Eastern Star exit. Gave you directions, no problem. Did I get you here okay?
Yeah, perfect directions.
Easy to find?
Yes, sir.
There he is. Missing my man Colin Brooks. I love this guy, and he does a fantastic job and a great sports writer. And he and another buddy, Trey Williams, are putting together what we call, or what they call, you would think after all these shows I'd do better than this. Here it is. This is last year's Northeast NET Pigskin, the Northeast Tennessee Football Yearbook. This is last year's, and of course it is full. It was how many pages?
168.
Yeah, 168 pages full of all kinds. There's my buddy there, Spivey, on the back of it. Little Ricky, and one of the sponsors right there, Spivey King and Spivey. My boy Rick. There you go, Richard Allen Spivey down at the bottom. So anyway, NET Pigskin, you guys are out working right now to obviously sell the ads, but more importantly doing content. And first year was the maiden voyage. This year, these coaches are looking for you.
Yeah, the coaches have received it really well. It's always an honor to go up Cott County, Cherokee, where we don't really have any business being, but we go and we talk to those coaches, and they greet us with open arms. They love to have us. The reaction for the magazine's been great. It focuses on Region 1, which changed. Last year we had 41 teams. This year we have 36. But we go all the way out to Union County. And today we'll go up to Mountain City, and we'll see those fellas up there. And everywhere we go, we're welcome with open arms. So it's really fantastic.
So they're pounding the pavement because they want to get the most extensive report of the high school football team. And so let's see. Here's one of Sevier County. Let's pull one out of here that's a little close. Stu Crockett. Here's Crockett from a year ago. Of course, they have a new coach down there in Gerald Sensabaugh. So it's not just a little capsule. Here is the offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. Of course, Jeremy Boskin, the coach, now gone. Gerald's down there. Pictures of some of the players, last year's results, this year's schedule, the roster. So you get more than just a little thumbnail capsule. Pretty extensive on all these teams. So bottom line is you've done your homework, and you guys really give a very thorough preview of all these different teams.
Yeah, Trey handles most of the writing. He's just phenomenal. He's kind of like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to local sports. So you'll get some different things in these stories, some tidbits that coaches will share. I know like Joe Case at West Green, they have Knox Catholic on their schedule this year, and he laughed and said, that's going to be a tough game to play, but it got us new jerseys. So information like that, just little funny stories that these coaches like to share, and just highlight the guys. We're by no means getting rich off of this. We're selling advertising to pay for the book, and whatever comes after that's great. But the memories, these newspapers nowadays, they don't do the tabs like they used to, and even if they do the tabs, you get a little bit of water on it, it's gone. They're $15, but they this one's been folded and thrown in the trunk and everything, and it's just like it was printed yesterday. So we just want to give these kids, parents, families, schools something that they'll remember, and something they can pull on in 10 years and say, hey, this was me back in the day. So that's our goal.
So here's the one on the college this is the one I go by, the Phil Steele's college football preview. So this is the same type. So this is what they're putting out. It's the same type of material, same type of program. Again, the NET Northeast Tennessee Football Yearbook, and we're talking to Colin Brooks. So when's this due out?
We're looking for an August 1st, August 2nd release date. The dead week, there's a 2-week dead period that just got over yesterday, and that kind of kills us. We can't we can talk to the coaches, but we can't do photo shoots and stuff like that, so it kind of throws a wrench in it. We've got 21 teams to do in 2 weeks, because Trey and I are going on vacation at the end of the month, and we want to have it done and be proofreading it on the beach, and then get it out as soon as we come back. So it's a hard life, but somebody's got to do it.
Proofreading sitting on the beach. How do I get that kind of job? That's a good deal. We're talking again to Colin Brooks. So what are you hearing out there so far? You've been to a lot of the schools. You still got some more to go to, but a lot of excitement, obviously. Everybody's getting ready for the new season. Reclassification. A lot of teams are moving around based on what the TSSAA ruled. So do you feel like there's going to be a lot of enthusiasm this year for the season?
Yeah, and 4A football across the state, you're looking at two of the best teams in the state in Northeast Tennessee, and that would be Greenville and Elizabethton. Elizabethton moved up. That was a decision that their athletic department made without the blessing of Sean Witten. I think he's been pretty public about that. But, so you'll see that Elizabeth and Greenville matchup that we always want to see, and this year it'll be a conference game. I'm hearing a lot of Greenville is loaded. They had Austin Peay come up a few months ago and offer 4 of their guys on the spot. So Greenville's loaded this year, and you know, we went up there earlier, and they're very blunt when they say it's a state championship or bust. They want to win 2 state titles in the next 2 years, and they feel like they have the athletes to do that.
At Greenville?
At Greenville, yeah, and they're very open about that. Science Hill, we hear a lot of chatter that Science Hill is kind of a sleeping giant this year. Their backfield is loaded. They've got Chris Thompson, who's a back that's going to catch a lot of people by surprise, and then they've got Jalen Adams at quarterback, and he's just slippery, elusive, and a great kid. So there's a lot of talk on the streets. Some we can share, some we can't, but it's a lot of fun to put it together.
Yeah. Jalen Adams reminds me a lot of Malik Magoo, the young man who's now at the Army West Point, formerly at Science Hill. So, they're quietly, as you said, kind of a sleeping giant. What are you hearing in Sullivan South Camp and Sullivan North Camp and Dobbins Minute Camp?
We are headed in Kingsport in the next couple days. We haven't made that trip yet. I know Sullivan South has a new coach this year. I'm eager to meet him. I know he's been on the staff for a while. I hear good things about him. Dobbins Bennett's got some returning players. I know their quarterback, Redwine, I think is his last name. He's been to a lot of camps this summer, and he's probably going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the area. Cherokee in the next couple days, they've got Colin Trent at quarterback, a sophomore, got thrown into the fire after the unfortunate incident with JT. In last year's book, I went to Atlanta and met with JT while he was still in the hospital and had a great conversation with him. And here in the next couple of days, I'm going to go to Rogersville and catch up with him and just see how he's been adjusting to his new situation since he got out of the hospital and he's back home. And, you know, he was hurt in the last scrimmage of the season. I guess it was last year, and was paralyzed. And but that kid he's amazing to talk to, and he's just such a fighter that nothing like that's going to hold him down. He's just got to redirect his path.
We're talking to Colin Brooks. You see on the screen from the NET Pigskin. When does it come out, and where can we get them?
August 1st, August 2nd. We're still looking at distributors. We know that you'll be able to get it at Fanatics 101 in the Johnson City Mall. We're trying to there's a couple others that we're working on trying to get them to have it in there. I know KD was very happy with the response of people coming into his store last year just for this. So as soon as we get more locations where it'll be available, we'll get it on our Facebook. It's a mouthful, but our Facebook page is Northeast Tennessee Football Yearbook. Our Twitter handle is NET_Pigskin. And so if you'll check us out, leave us a review, we'd appreciate it. We just want to give these kids, families, and you know, student bodies something to remember their football season by, because it's just such a great time. You really feel that passion for a school when football season comes around.
We're talking again to Colin Brooks. So what are you hearing in the Boone camp, a little closer from where we
Yeah.
are, Gray, Boone, and Crockett, and Unicoi County, and what are some of those teams? Will they look at Happy Valley?
Yeah, we have Happy Valley today. Boone we've been to. We didn't get a chance to meet with Noah Shelton, their quarterback. He was a junior last year. He just finished in the high jump 4th in the state. He was actually at the Manning Passing Academy when we shot them just before Dead Week, so I'll have to catch up with him. Boone is they're probably, you know, Noah Shelton got hurt last year in their quarterback in the Elizabethton game and in the Science Hill game. And Elizabethton and Science Hill fans may not appreciate this, but, you know, if he's in those games full strength, they've got a great chance to knock off Elizabethton and Science Hill last year. So they've got him coming back. They've got Charlie Cole. He'll be a sophomore running back. He was the first ever freshman to rush for 1,000 yards in Daniel Boone history. That's saying a lot considering the kids that have come out of there. We were at Crockett yesterday. Gerald Sensabob is excited. His guys are excited. There's Jeremy Boskin did a fantastic job at Crockett, and Gerald is going to pick up and carry the baton even further, I think.
We're talking to Colin Brooks in the NET Pigskin coming out early August, you said, and we'll find out more places for distribution. But right now it's going to be at Fanatics 101 in the lower level of the Johnson City Mall, KD store, and KD's a good one. And so return to Rocky Top, the fight of JT on this last year's past playoff numbers, and of course also a story on and he did fight to the end, the late Ken Sparks and Carson Newman. So great read from a year ago. And of course it'll be back out this year with the brand new one August 1st.
And last year's, you know, I know last year's rosters, last year's things, but there's a couple feature stories in there that are really phenomenal, I think. Trey sat down and had a long talk with Coach Ken Sparks, and like you said, he's got a quote in there that he was going to fight till the end, and unfortunately his end did come. But to read that story and see where his mind state was heading into what ended up being his last year is really just moving. We had a feature story that Trey wrote on the 1996 ETSU team that made it to the playoffs and won their first round game. Also, Dale Jones, who was the defensive coordinator at Appalachia State, they came back to Rocky Top last year. That was a closer game than a lot of Tennessee fans had expected, and Dale even foreshadowed some of that in that article last year. And then lastly, a sit-down with J.T. Brooks when he was still in the hospital. And we'll have a follow-up with him this year, and really looking forward to sitting down and just kind of hanging out with JT and having him inspire me a little bit.
This man's an LSU fan, so we're going to go ahead and put him out on the limb here, let him talk about Tennessee football for a second, and the Hokies and the Bucks. So let's jump in UT. Butch Jones was at the media days yesterday in Hoover, Alabama. Keeps getting grilled pretty good by the media, saying, okay, you're not where the fan base wants you to be. And he keeps saying, well, we won our third bowl game in the last 20 years at Tennessee. That's not happened in the last 20 years. Back-to-back 9-win seasons. So, he was up there pumping up the stats and the success that he's had at Tennessee. Some folks continue to say he's on the hot seat. What's your take?
I think so. Tennessee fans, I know Jim Riddle is a follower of mine on Facebook and Twitter, and he'll kill me if I say this, but some Tennessee fans are living like it's 1999 with the expectations they place on the team. But with that being said, they had a fantastic team last year that was expected to do a little bit more than they accomplished. Still a successful season, but those fans are definitely ready for championships and not just winning records. They look strong this year. They lose some in the backfield. Obviously, Josh Dobbs is gone, but I'm eager to see what they do. I guess I'll cheer for Tennessee on every game except that November 18th game when LSU comes to town. I can't do that to my Tigers.
I got you. I understand. He's 30-21 at Knoxville. Interesting stat in the conference. He's 14-18 versus top 10 opponents. Butch Jones head-to-head against top 10, 0 for 11 versus top 25 teams. He's played them 21 times. He's 6-15 against top 25 teams. So obviously he's winning the ones he should win and not winning the ones he should be getting here and there. And so again, 9-4 and from a year ago, and again 30-21. But in the bowls, he's 3-0. Big win last year over Nebraska in the bowl. So a lot of hope and promise down in Knoxville. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on the spot. Let's see if you can come up with a record at Georgia Tech, Tennessee or Georgia Tech.
Well, they'll be opening up that new stadium in Atlanta. Should be beautiful. That offense that Georgia Tech runs is extremely difficult, but Tennessee's had the whole offseason to practice for that triple option, so let's go with the Vols in that one.
1-0. Indiana State, back home, checkbook game, 2-0.
They better win that one.
Better win that one. Then you go to Florida, down in the swamp.
It's going to be a tough game. I know Florida's a little ill after last season's game, so we'll go with Florida on that one.
2-1, all right. Back home for UMass.
Yeah, Tennessee's got to get that one.
There you go. And you got Georgia coming to town. They had Nick Chubb and Sony Michel both opted not to go to the NFL and came back for their seasons of eligibility to Georgia. Plus, Easton's the quarterback, so there's a lot of returning coming into the Georgia Bulldog camp. They got him in Knoxville. You taking Tennessee or Georgia?
I'm going to take Georgia. I think last year was when Chubb hurt his knee against Tennessee maybe, and that was a horrific injury. I hope the best for him. I'd like to see him come back and run the ball like he knows how to.
South Carolina at home.
Let's go with Tennessee.
All right. You got him at 4-2 right now. Then you head down to Tuscaloosa.
I've never said this in my life, but roll Tide.
4-3. All right. Then you head to Lexington to battle the Wildcats Halloween weekend in Lexington.
Kentucky's doing some great things with their program, but I think Tennessee's just a little bit far ahead.
Okay. Then you have the final four games. You got Southern Miss back in Knoxville.
Tennessee should win that one.
All right. At Missouri.
Tennessee.
All right. LSU.
Tigers are going to win that one.
Got you. And then Vanderbilt wraps things up November the 25th in Knoxville.
Tennessee's got to put it on the gas pedal. That loss last year was unacceptable, and they'll remember that this year.
Got them at 8-4. Angie got them at 8-4. Turtle got them at 9-2. 10-2. The store manager at Food City. I'll put him on the spot. All right, let's get you while I got you. That's good English. Let's get the Hokies. See what you think about the Hokies. They opened up against West Virginia at FedEx Field. Big backyard rivalry renewed. You take the Hokies or the Mountaineers?
I'm going to go with the Hokies. That Battle of Bristol game was a little bit closer than people had anticipated last year, and I think they can build off of that.
Delaware, checkbook game?
Yeah, checkbook.
2-0. At East Carolina?
Virginia Tech.
3-0. Old Dominion?
Virginia Tech.
4-0. Clemson comes to town September the 30th.
Yeah, it's got to be Clemson. I'm really interested to watch Clemson this year. They've got 2 Knoxville kids, Amari Rogers, who was on the front of our book last year, T. Martin's son. They also have T. Higgins. Both those guys got out of UT, and there's some Knoxville fans that are a little sour about that.
We're live at Phil's Dream Pit. We're talking to my man on the screen, Colin Brooks, the NET Pigskin magazine coming out in August. And we're going to get him to give us his official, unofficial top 5 in college football coming up here in a minute. All right, in October, the Hokies go to Boston College.
Got Hokies.
All right, 5-1. The North Carolina Tar Heels come to town.
I think Carolina might get them on that one.
Okay. Duke comes to town on October the 28th.
Hokies.
All right. Then they go to Mark Rick's Miami Hurricanes in November in Miami.
Yeah, Miami's going to take that one.
All right. Then they're going to come right back into Atlanta and go to Georgia Tech.
That offense, but it's nothing different than what Virginia Tech's seeing. They play them every year. That's a conference game. We'll go with the Hokies on that one.
All right. Then they come back home with the Pitt Panthers.
Hokies.
Okay. And wrap things up in Charlottesville against Virginia.
Great game. Virginia's just not a football school, so let's go with the Hokies.
You got them at 9-3.
Yeah, I guess I'm a Hokies fan then. I didn't know that until looking at the schedule.
I guess you like the Hokies, exactly. Now, Buck football, another big year for Coach Torbush. Had a great recruiting year and back into the Southern Conference. What's your take on the Bucks?
First year in their new facility. I hope that thing's on schedule. I live right by there, drive by every day. Field turf should be down in the next couple days. I was talking to one of the local high school coaches the other day, and they were just a little taken back by how big the Bucks are. Front line, something they didn't have in the past. They look like a Division I football team. And so if they're not winning this year, then there's something wrong. That being said, the Southern Conference is one of the premier FCS conferences. Chattanooga, Furman, Citadel, schools like that were in the playoffs last year. I hope the best for Coach Torbush, and I think they'll build on last season and have a better record. Maybe they finished 5-6 last year with some key wins there, a couple upsets, especially that last game against Samford. I like to see him finish with a winning season this year.
Preseason talk. Again, we're talking to Colin Brooks for a few more minutes. He's going to get himself some lunch here at Phil's Dream Pit, right off of I-26, the Eastern Star exit, and lunch crowds here. It's busy, and that's good. The outside's there's some tables outside, but the inside where it's AC, it's pretty full up here, and that's a good thing. All right, preseason top 5. We'll start with number 5. Who do you think right now? A month or so away from college football starting. Who's your number 5?
I've been so engulfed in high school football, I'm just going to take a stab at this. We'll go with Ohio State at number 5.
Ohio State at number 4.
This is from my man Anji. We're going to go with Michigan.
He'll like you for that. I'll tell him tomorrow when I see him. He'll be on the show tomorrow. He'll be happy. He'll be pleased.
Yeah.
We keep Anji pleased.
There you go.
Happy. Number 3.
I think USC has a lot to build on from last season. They really caught on at the end of the year, lost some receivers, but their quarterback's back, and so they should build on what they did last year.
Preseason, your humble opinion, number 2 in the country.
Let's go with help me out here, Tom. Who's number 2? I know who's number 1.
Bama?
Yeah, Bama's got to be number 1.
Well, I hear a lot of people talking Penn State. I mean, I don't know, it's maybe a little bit of a stretch, but see, Clemson, I think they've lost a lot. Who else was strong last year?
You mentioned them. Let's go with Clemson. They've got, they lost to Deshaun Watson, obviously, but they've got a throwing quarterback coming in. They've got multiple weapons, including a few, like I mentioned earlier, right out of our backyard in Knoxville. And so Clemson's going to be a special team, and I hope they do well because I like those kids coming out of Knoxville.
So your top 5, Alabama, Clemson, Southern Cal, Michigan, and Ohio State.
That's not too bad for winging it.
And what do you think about
LSU? Man, I don't know. I know we've got guys coming back, but we've had a lot of decommits here recently. I love Ed Orgeron. I just don't know. They obviously gave him the money, but it was a big pay cut from the Texas coach. I think they'll pay for that in a few years, and all the money they save, they'll be spending on another coach in the next 4 years.
run down some numbers for him before we go to the break here. Let's see. Orgeron on 2 separate occasions coached a team to 6-2 records in an interim role at Southern Cal in 13 and last year at LSU. But from 2005 to 2007, he led Ole Miss to a combined 10-25 record, including 3-21 in the Southeastern Conference. He says he wasn't ready for his job at Oxford. He was in over his head, wasn't ready for that assignment. So now he's been handed the reins to the LSU program. And so one of those things you got to do, you got to beat Alabama. Are they playing at home this year or are they on the road?
I think they're at home this year. I have to check. One thing about Ed Orgeron, though, is there is nobody, maybe a couple people, that loves LSU football to his extent. I love hearing his interviews. I love that deep, raspy Cajun voice, and I love he ends every interview, "Go Tigers." So he's in it. He's going to get your guys. He's a phenomenal recruiter. But how does that come down when coaching? We've got a new offensive coordinator this year, and so hopefully that offense is going to open up. We'll put the ball in the air a little bit more, and then we'll toss it to Geis, and he'll rush for his 150 yards a game.
He said yesterday in the media days he's wanting to get out from underneath the shadow of Leonard Fournette.
That's a heck of a shadow.
Oh, yeah, he wants to be his own guy, so he gets a chance to do that. Darius Geis. So here we go. I'm going to get you to get these. BYU in Houston. LSU or BYU?
LSU.
All right. Chattanooga.
I hope to get to that game, but the Tigers are going to take them.
At Mississippi State.
That's going to be early test, but Tigers.
Syracuse.
Tigers.
At home.
Yeah.
Troy for homecoming.
Yeah.
You got them at 5-0. Then you go to Florida.
Yeah, Florida. We were supposed to get that game last year, and I think some Tennessee fans were a little upset we didn't because that could have changed their season. That's going to be a test, and we go to Florida the next 2 years with that Hurricane game. But let's go with the Tigers.
It's Florida's homecoming game.
Yeah, I heard they scheduled it like that. So those programs, there's no love lost there. They just faced each other in the College World Series too, and Florida got the best of us.
Auburn at home.
Oh man, that ending of the Auburn game last year was brutal, and we'll go with the Tigers. The LSU Tigers. I apologize.
Gotcha. At Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is probably going to take that one. That quarterback they've got is dynamic.
At Alabama.
It is at Alabama, and I'll just be a complete homer and just pray that the Tigers win that one.
At least he's honest.
Arkansas. I hate they changed that game from last of the year. That's a battle for the Golden Boot. Tigers are going to take that one.
All right. This guy's liking his team. At Tennessee, you've already said it's going to be a LSU win. They wrap things up at home against Texas A&M.
Yeah. That's a home game, and we'll go with A&M. I think that makes the Tigers 11-1, which is obviously my fandom pouring through. But, we've got tools that we haven't had in the past. And if our defense steps up, there's a kid, Science Hill played him in the second round last year from Oakland, Jacoby Stevens, who should be starting free safety as a freshman. So excited about this year. Complete homer picks, but I'm hopeful, I guess is the right word.
There you go. Hey, I'm glad he came by, man. Again, in the Northeast Tennessee Pigskin magazine coming out, NET Pigskin coming out in August.
Yes, sir, August 1st or 2nd.
We'll get you back on before then and find out where else it's going to be distributed besides Fanatics 101. The lower level of the John Cena Mall, so get some food.
Hey,
you the man.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you.
We call him Puny. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We've got more sports coming up. We'll take a look at NASCAR. Got some NASCAR news. We've got some more rumblings about Matt Kenseth driving the 88 ride of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Next year, we'll do that. Coming up next year, we're live at Phil's Dream Pit on show number 554 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back with the Tom Daly Sports Show. This is our next guest sitting there getting settled in. We'll check in with Steve McCauley coming up here in just a few minutes. New baseball coach at East Tennessee State. Again, young man, 39-year-old new coach coming to town, Joe Panucci. I like it, Joe Panucci. 39-year-old was officially announced as the Buccaneers head baseball coach. Again, he replaces Tony Skoll, left to go to the Citadel. He spent the last 11 seasons at Stony Brook University in New York. Associate head coach for the last 5 years and served as the team's recruiting coordinator. During his tenure at the school, the Seawolves earned 4 different berths in the NCAA regionals, also reached the College World Series in 2012. So the new baseball coach again at East Tennessee State, again, Dean Panucci. We hope to have him on the show here in the next couple of weeks once he gets settled in, moves his family in, and kind of gets acclimated to the great Northeast Tennessee area in which he's in. And so we'll do that and hopefully get a chance to visit with him coming up here very, very soon. We're here live again at the Tom Daly Sports Show. We are here broadcasting from Phil's Dream Pit. Countdown is on. Let's run that down before we go to the break. And we've got my man in the house coming up here. But again, action this week, NASCAR on track will be, again, at Loudon, another Bruton Smith track in New Hampshire. And so, again, on-track activities begin on Friday with practices. It's an Xfinity Series Monster Energy weekend. Again, at New Hampshire. The defending champ of the Xfinity race will be Kyle Busch from back a year ago in July, and the defending champ of the Cup race is Matt Kenseth. A lot of talk about Kenseth moving on. Kenseth again going to be let's see here, right here. You're on.
I'm Steve.
Go ahead and kill that right there. He's chattering. So anyway, we've got a chance to hear more about Matt Kenseth, because the talk continues to be about the fact that he may, and has openly come right out and said, now I want to take over Dale Jr.'s ride. He has been tweeting Dale Jr. and texting him saying, hey, I want a shot at driving in your ride for the 88, because he's already come out and said he's more than likely not going to be back with Joe Gibbs in 2018. In fact, we told you the story yesterday. Kyle Busch said, for all intents and purposes, Eric Jones will be in that 20 ride next year. So going to be interesting. Sad note from yesterday's, or from the weekend race, Martin Truex Jr., of course, winning the race. But while he was winning the race, his longtime girlfriend, absent from the winner's circle, back in the hospital, again going through yet another surgery for return of ovarian cancer. She is 38 years old. She was diagnosed cancer-free, or was diagnosed back in 2014. After 17 months of treatment, she was declared cancer-free at the beginning of 2016, but it's back, and she had to go undergo major surgery over the weekend. So while boyfriend was winning, again, the race on Saturday night in Kentucky, his longtime girlfriend, Sherry Pollex, Pollex, again, back in the hospital with major surgery as a result of the return of ovarian cancer. So if you're the sort that would be a praying type of individual, which I hope you are, be sure and lift her up to the Lord, and you know, that's tough stuff. So, and I guarantee that win was dampened by the fact his girlfriend was having ovarian cancer surgery at the hospital and could not be there. Other big news out of NASCAR, it has been announced. We kept telling you it was coming, and it is. They are looking for yet another manufacturer to join NASCAR. Chevrolet, Ford, Toyota, and Dodge currently competes in the Xfinity Truck Series. Has been to the Cup Series since 2012, when Brad Keselowski was crowned champion in the manufacturer's final race with Team Penske. So don't be too surprised that coming up as early as 2019, that Dodge is back in the fold as one of the manufacturers for NASCAR. So, and talk is, the man who may be in that seat could be Carl Edwards, again, because they want a big high-profile driver, and so you couldn't get much more profile right now, a guy looking for work, than Carl Edwards, so don't be too surprised. The question is, why is everybody jumping off the Joe Gibbs bandwagon? You've got Kenseth leaving, apparently. You've got Carl Edwards stepping away from the sport, and now he's talking about coming back, so I don't know what goes on at Joe Gibbs, or what is or isn't going on, but Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch seem to be pretty content there, but again, something's up, because some of the big-name drivers obviously are not going to return by their own. Carl Edwards of his own doing, and of course, apparently Matt Kenseth is going to be booted out to be replaced with the younger guy, Eric Jones. Countdown to Bristol, 36 days to the UNOH 200, the Camping World Truck Series. Ben Kennedy, the defending champ of that race, and also the Bush's Beans 150 and the Whelen Modified Series. Then you have 38 days from the Food City 300. Austin Dillon comes back to, again, defend his crown on, August the 18th, 38 days out, and then 39 days away from the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. Again, the defending champ of that race is Kevin Harvick. Tickets, 423 Bristol. BristolTix.com or 1-866-415-4158. Can't wait to be up there and be ready to go. The high banks of Bristol. And so, again, don't forget, kids get in free on Wednesday night and on Friday night. And for the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race, kid tickets are only $10 for kids 12 and under. And so we'll tell you all about that more over the next couple of days. And we get some folks in from Bristol Motor Speedway, and we'll be there broadcasting live coming up in the month of August in the lobby, the Bruton Smith building. Also, don't forget, we're very excited. Coming up 2 weeks from yesterday, we'll be live. We're going to West Virginia. Take this show to West Virginia. Can't wait to some Hardee's in Charleston, West Virginia. Hardee's says, we want you going up there. We got folks lined up from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes there. We got some coaches from the Marshall football team are scheduled to be with us. Also, one of the head coaches that played for the state championship last year in high school football is going to be with us. And also a dear friend and a young man from Kingsport, played at Dobbins Minute, went on up to Marshall and was part of those two national championship teams of the Marshall Thundering Herd back in the Randy Moss days. Aaron Ferguson's going to be with us when we're up there as well. So looking forward to and a young man who's a heck of a guitar player, Brian Roberts. He's going to come by and play a little music for us. So it's all good. And so we're excited about that coming up. That'll be on the 24th. And so we'll be up there broadcasting live 2 weeks from yesterday. We're kind of excited about that. Quick break. We'll be right back. We will talk to my man. He's in the house. He has settled in. He has his shorts on. He is relaxed. He is Steve McCauley from the Fellowship. No, he's never relaxed. He's always hyper. but he's more relaxed than normal. We'll take a break. We'll check in with Steve, and right after this, we're live here again at Phil's Dream Pit. It is lunchtime. This place is rocking. We love it. He joins us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Be sure to go in there and enter to win 2 one-day passes to Dollywood. $100 tickets apiece. They're good through any day between now and the end of the calendar year. You can use them now, use them in the fall, use them at Christmas. Again, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. No purchase necessary. First name, last name, and email address is all we want. We don't sell the list off to anybody. We just keep it right in-house, and once it's done, the contest on July 21st, we throw them away and turn right around and get ready to start giving away race tickets. So check it out. We would appreciate that. And so we've already had entries from West Virginia, Ohio, North Carolina, Kentucky, and Tennessee, and Virginia. So, again, give it a whirl. Why would you not? And so it's free tickets to Dollywood. And the other cool thing about this is, with the free pass, you get into Dollywood. While you're there, you can get a season pass for next year at a reduced rate. I didn't know that the other day, so all the more reason to try and win these. And so a lot of folks have put their name in the hat, and we're going to give them away next Friday a week on the 21st. And so we appreciate everybody's registered. And if you haven't, shame on you. You should. You have absolutely nothing to lose and a lot to gain. Well, there we are. We don't want me. We want to get him on because he is I don't know if we can capture him in his Bermudas or not, or his shorts. We don't see that very often. Steve McCauley in shorts and his T-shirt, the Undefeated.
I'm sporting the camp wear today.
There you go. Looking good, by the way. Aaron Trent cannot be here with us today from FCA, so Steve McCauley's here with us. And good afternoon, sir. Always glad to have you. How you doing?
It's always great to be on here. Thank you. And you spelled my name right. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
Sorry he couldn't be here. He texted me, though, and
Yeah.
said he couldn't make it, but he looks forward to coming on again, so I will speak for him.
For him. There you go.
Great young man. And he's going to be helping us with FCA coming up this semester at ETSU. Particularly, he graduated from there and would have played football there, but they didn't have football when he came back from BMI. So
There's the verse of the day. I want you to go ahead and read it, because again, we've told this is the third time we've done it, because we are dedicating the show, every show, to the Lord. Do you have your glasses?
they're here, but I don't need them.
Okay.
I will instruct you and teach you the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Rejoice in me, your heavenly Father. Psalm 32:7-11.
There you go. That's the verse of the day. That's what we dedicate the show to. Dedicate the show to the Lord, and of course, he's with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So, jump in there and go. You getting ready to?
Can I share some
Yeah.
with you? And I don't have, thank the Lord, I don't have insomnia much, but I have had it a few times. If I've been anxious about something, I know a lot of people listening probably suffer with it. And is that on?
All right, and that verse that we read, hopefully, I don't know if they heard it or not, but let me read it again.
There you go.
Yeah, it's Psalm 32:7-11, and you put your name in there. This is the Lord speaking to you. He says, "I am your hiding place. I will protect you from trouble and surround you with songs of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you." And then it finishes with "Rejoice in me." Okay, not rejoice in money, not rejoice in good health, not rejoice in food. Rejoice in me, in God, in Christ. And I was sharing that I don't have insomnia much, which is great. I praise the Lord for that. But my wife does, and I know other people that struggle. Probably people that listen to this struggle with that. And I have found the few times that I've had it, I have an app on my phone that reads the Bible to me. It's a very soothing voice, and I'll just click on the Psalms, man. And there's 150 of them, so it'll go all night. I mean, it'll read it all night to you. Pop in those either your earbuds or just lay the phone on your nightstand or on your pillow, and if you listen to the Psalms of the Lord, man, it'll soothe you, and it always speaks to my heart and calms me right down. If I'm anxious about anything or if I've had a bad dream or something, man, I just hit that Psalm button and boom. It's God's word. It's comforting, and He will sustain you and protect you. So, and speaking of God's word, is that a good segue?
Very good segue. Here on the screen, you can see the Fellowship of Christian Athletes coming up. We got the Neva Bays coming, the Milligan volleyball coach coming to talk some volleyballs right around the corner.
I know the Milligan volleyball coach. She's here
any minute.
Good.
So, what we got? The Athletes Bible.
Yeah, this is our camp Bible. I just got this yesterday. This is our camp Bible for 2017, and it is the full Bible. It's an awesome, incredible resource for students, high school, college, even middle schoolers. It's got 365 studies in it. Man, that's almost one a day in the year. I mean, it is, right? Maybe if you don't. I was seeing if you were listening. So, but no, there's 365 studies in there of all different topics. What's really cool is anywhere there's like a little gray box or a little title area, you can have a little huddle study. That, like, if a kid is speaking in their huddle at their school, if they can read. See this right here? If they can read, they can lead. Okay, you don't have to say, "Oh, I'm not a good speaker." They can read these points, and it's pulling out truths from this passage in Scripture. And they can stand up in front of their group or their locker room or their team, and they can lead, student-led. That's what's beautiful about this. And when kids go to leadership camp, they get a Bible, they get a T-shirt, and we're undefeated in Christ. That's why I'm sporting this T-shirt and shorts today. Shorts primarily because it's hot outside, and I'm helping my daughter move today. But that's
all the story.
Yeah. So but this is a great resource, and the kids get this in a T-shirt, and they get trained on how to come back to their campus or their team, and they're a missionary on their school. That's what FCA is all about. It's about sharing the love and the hope of Christ with their fellow students. And here's a picture I brought for you. I showed you that off my phone last week, I think, or a couple weeks ago. That's for you to keep, because it reminds you to please pray for the summer camps this year. We've got that was taken last year at the last day of leadership camp, where you have about 500 teenagers praising the Lord, and it's from their heart. They're not doing that for show. You can keep that. It impacts their lives. It impacts their heart. I went down to Johnson Bible College, is where we have our camp this year. We had it last week, and it was incredible to see 500 teenagers, turn their life over to Christ and catch a vision for serving Him on their campus, and impacts coaches. And then tomorrow, the Elizabethton high school volleyball teams, you have a volleyball coach coming. They're going to team camp down in Georgia for a three-day team camp, and so we're really pleased to help them pay for that and help some kids get there. And we always pay for the coaches to go, and they love it. And those kids will come back. I think we have about 15 girls going, and 3 coaches. So pray for them.
Awesome.
That card will remind you to do that. Pray for them.
So if folks want to get involved, if they want to make a financial contribution to help pay for those Bibles, what does it cost?
The student Bible's $12.
Yep.
And that includes shipping. And then this is the coach's Bible. This is an awesome. That has devotionals in it also. It's also got testimonies from famous Christian coaches, and it's just a great resource.
I still haven't done that right.
It's a special leather. It's called faux leather, and I don't know what a faux is or how you kill one, but it's faux leather. And with an X. It's like a fox, I guess. It's F-A-U-X.
Yeah.
Must be a female fox. I don't know. Or a fox from West Virginia. I don't know. But but it's a fancy cover, and the coaches love this. And those are $19. They're a little pricier for the coach's Bible, but we want to put those in the hand of every coach. And it may lay on the coach's desk all season until he has and he'll reach for it. That's up to the Lord, But part of our job as FCA guys and our character coaches and other staff is to go in and build relationships with those coaches and lead them in a loving way to the only hope they have in this life, and the next is Christ.
Amen, brother.
And so that deserves a bell ring right there. So, so anyway, that's what we're doing. And if people want to help support it, they can go to fcatricities.org. It's all one word, fcatricities.org, and they can call me, text me, they can give online, they can, if they have a question or a prayer request. We're here to serve, not just in the arena of sports. I mean, we love sports and we love the Lord, but there's other ways we can serve too. I have people that aren't coaches that we serve, teachers and non-athletes that come to us because they see the influence of those athletes, and they see the influence of giving the Bibles away, like the Gideons do. I mean, our friend here gives Bibles away through the Gideons. I mean, that's a great organization. We want to get God's Word out into the world because there's power. God's Word, it says in Hebrews, is alive and powerful. No other book is alive that I know of. No.
Amen.
And so it's the only living book, and it'll get right into the heart of the spirit of a man and a woman and a kid and change them.
So through sports, again, we're talking to Steve McCauley from FCA. Through sports, that is a platform to reach kids that normally you couldn't reach, right?
That's right, because for some kids, and I had a wrestling coach tell me recently, I got to get him on your show. He's a great guy. He said out of 22 boys on his team last year, varsity and junior varsity, 3 of them had a dad at home. That was their dad. Their biological dad. 3 of them out of 22. Now a guy that blew me away, and he said that's pretty normal. I mean, and he's in a Sullivan County school, and he told me that, and I said, man, that means we need to get, because they need to know that God is God can adopt them as their dad. He says, call me Abba, Father. That means Daddy, Father. Call me Daddy. And so a lot of them don't have a good example of what a dad is. And so we want to come alongside them, and we want to tell them, give them some hope. And we want to tell the coaches about how to be a godly dad example to them, and that's what coaches are. Coaches sometimes become their parents for the season because those kids have nothing but their athleticism. And we know that if that's all they have, and we can come into their world and inject Christ into that somehow, the hope of Christ. One coach said it this way in an interview, a football coach last year. I'll never forget it. We were at a team camp, which, by the way, is going on right now. We just ended one at Tennessee Tech yesterday, and there's one that starts today at Carson Newman team camp. And I'm going to go over there later today or tomorrow and check it out. But this coach got up to test and give some testimony, and he said, what I love about FCA is that they inject Christ into the idolatry of sports in our culture, in our nation. And I love that. I mean, it sounds terrible. It sounds like a real negative. But think about that. It's the idolatry of sports in our nation, in our world. I mean, the Tour de France is on right now. All that, the Wimbledon, the Olympics, all that stuff. It becomes an idol for people. And so if we can inject Christ into that, why not? I mean, that's what they did. Corinth. I mean, Paul brought Christ into the city where they worshiped Diana in Corinth and talked to him. They remember when they yelled, "Great is Diana," for 2 hours, and he was there sharing the gospel. Why can't we do that with sports? And we are.
So, all right, FCA, famous football player, FCA, famous basketball player, famous baseball player that's out there right now that is plugged into the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Famous football player would be?
Well, the football and baseball would be Tim Tebow, but he's playing baseball now.
And doing very well.
Doing well from what I hear. Tony Dungy's a strong one. Jason Witten is a great example of a. And one thing I like about somebody put something on Facebook the other day that he mentioned that his grandpa who raised him, Dave Ryder, Coach Ryder said, when you get in the end zone, act like you've been there before. Don't act like a goofball, like when. And so that's something. Basketball, Steph Curry, I mean, just a great example.
Ben Zobrist, the Cubs,
MVP
World Series
and we pour into the guys in the Appalachian League every Sunday. We have the baseball chapel. We do as a volunteer thing. I've got one of our coaches from Daniel Boone is a Spanish teacher. So Josh Elliott, he helps me with the Spanish chapel because half of those guys are from the Dominican or from Honduras or somewhere, and they don't speak English very well, or not at all, some of them. And he comes in, and we do a little 10-minute chapel, pregame chapel with the Cardinals, and sometimes we do a combined one with the visitors, and so it's a blessing. So we've got those Christian athletes that we're pouring into, and we've got a great presence at Milligan here. I see you've got the Milligan coach coming up, and we've got my son was a Milligan grad. He was the manager of the soccer team there for 4 years and helped pay for his schooling. So
you like that?
Yeah, it was great. So we have a lot of influence there too with the coaches. So I'm going to be looking forward to hearing what Coach has to say here.
So say hello to Kathleen Moles up in West Virginia. She's watching because we go up there in a couple of weeks.
It's going to. Well, thank you.
Have the FCA on up
hello,
there
Kathleen
from West Virginia. So Kathleen Moles, I said, watch the show and see how Steve does it.
And I talked to her yesterday on the phone.
Yes.
Yep. So
made the phone call.
And I'm wearing my FCA shirt today. So promoting the ministry.
You got it. All right, good job, my
Thank
friend.
you. Thanks
so
for having me on.
Bible and the Coach's Bible.
Yeah.
If you would like someone out there like to get involved financially and help purchase these, they don't come. Somebody's got to pay for them. So how can we get a hold of you and say we'd like to get involved?
Well, you can call me. You can Facebook message me. I think I'm friends with you on Facebook. So my name's Steve McCauley. It's right there on the screen. You can go to fcatricities.org. That's our website. You can contact me. You can give online there. And we raise all of our funds as they do up in West Virginia. I mean, we're faith-funded ministry, so we raise our budget. Our annual budget's about $200,000 a year, but we're in 40 schools, impacting about 4,000 students and 100 coaches. We got camps, Bibles. We've got retreats all throughout the year, and so there's a lot going on. There's a lot of plates spinning in FCA that we got to keep going, and by God's grace, He supplies the need as He does there up in West Virginia. So we're teammates for sure.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
That's my buddy right there, Steve McCauley. Quick break. I'll be right back. There's another buddy who loves the Raiders. We'll get Daniel Monjay coming up next year.
Hey, Coach.
Not really. He doesn't like the Raiders. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit here on the Tom Bevan Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here, with the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Bevan Sports Show, we're live here at Phil's Dream Pit. Again, don't forget, if you're on the move, Fun Fest coming up next week, or for any reason, they've got the Dream Packs to go. Feeds increments of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, the more the merrier. You can pork, chicken, or beef brisket, can't go wrong with any of those. Again, down this wall, all these awards they won in the chili cook-offs and the rib competitions, and again, going strong 10 years, and this place is rocking. And we love it, was rocking, because that means when I got here and they opened the door at 11 o'clock, they had them stand out there to get in. So it runs nonstop. They're closed, of course, Sundays and Mondays. So Tuesday through Saturday, it's right here off Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Again, the website is philsdreampit.com, and so you can check them out for yourself. The quest for perfect barbecue. You can also come in by meat by the pound if you want to take it home, and particularly over the weekend when they're closed. And the pork, the turkey, the beef brisket, the chicken salad, the full back ribs, the half back ribs with that, they make them like they make them in Memphis. Phil will be back in a little while to talk about it, I'm telling you. The ribs, it just falls off the bone. It's awesome. So, good stuff here at Phil's Dream Pit. We are joined by the queen herself. Love having this video on. She is a PR machine for a volleyball program. You can see, of course, Coach Bays from Milligan College. Have you had yourself a good summer?
I have. It's been fast. It's flying by.
Yes, it has been fast. Had a little vacation, been out of town?
I am going to Texas this week, so my daughter's there, so I'm going to Texas to pick her up, and we'll spend about 4 days there. So a little bit of time there, and then we've been to Pigeon Forge, short vacation.
Sure. But That's okay.
Yeah.
Just get out of town and recharge your battery. Because when you get back from Texas,
Ooh,
right?
yes, we're about 3.5 weeks away from move-in, so right around the corner.
Unbelievable. So, again, before we get into this year's volleyball team, kind of rehash last year. Tell us how it went and how things went for the Lady Buffaloes.
Yeah, we had a great season last year. Finished 31-8 overall, 19-3 in the AAC conference. Finished second, a little short of what we had our mind set on our goals for the beginning of the year, but had a very good year. Had a good recruiting class coming in. Lost some key kids that we're going to miss, but I feel like we're in a good spot to repeat how we did last year and compete very well in the AAC.
When you're 31-8, you sit down and try to put together a schedule, I would think it get a little bit more difficult because you're not a doormat and you're very good on your program. And so some of the bigger schools say, maybe not, because they've got nothing to gain and everything to lose when they play Milligan. So scheduling can be an issue of sorts, sort of.
It definitely does. I think in our area, too, it's just become harder because we're still in the NAIA, and a lot of the local schools around us have moved to NCAA, and it doesn't really do us much good in the regular season to play each other because it doesn't help in our rankings for either school. So we have to look outside the region really to get more teams. A goal of ours is to get nationally ranked. We were 31-8, never jumped into the top 25 last year, and I feel like we should have. So this year our plan is to hopefully get more teams on the schedule that are regionally ranked or nationally exposed teams. So a little tougher schedule, but I think in the long run it's going to help us.
So throw out some of the teams you've already scheduled done.
We are complete. One of our biggest tournaments that we'll go to is at Lindsey Wilson College in Kentucky this year, and there'll be 10 teams there, and 8 of those 10 went to the national tournament last year. So it should be a pretty good pool of competition. Good test for us.
I was going to say, the late Vince Lombardi said to be the best, you got to play the best, so you'll find out real quick where you stack up. Right?
We will, yeah. And that's Labor Day weekend. So
you find out early on.
Yeah.
That's deep. So if you've never been to a Milligan volleyball, you got to go because it's awesome. There's a great atmosphere there at Steve Lacey Fieldhouse with the volleyball, and she has out-of-town kids on the team, but she also has locally grown products, if you will, on the team, and there's more of those because volleyball here on the high school level is pretty strong.
It's getting there. We definitely, I think Tennessee has been behind in years, and the past 2 years we've really kind of caught up with other parts of the world, and I feel like we're getting stronger and stronger, which, we have a couple of local powerhouse teams. Sullivan South's always winning the state or coming runner-up in the state. Dobbins Bennett's doing well. Daniel Boone has done exceptionally well since one of our players, Chelsea Spivey, went out there and took over. So I feel like we're really growing in the area and being able to get some of those local talent.
And I guess those folks who played at Milligan kind of point, hopefully, the kids to Milligan and say, hey, you got to consider the orange and black, which certainly helps with recruiting. So having said that, give me some of the kids you're counting on this year for your volleyball team.
Yeah, we have a great group of returners. Probably our two strongest returners is my Cleveland high school duo, outside hitter Marissa Langford. She'll be a senior for us. Phenomenal player, just really has grown kind of into her own. If you've ever watched her play, you'll see that she can really jump and she's sky. She's fun to watch. But second to none to her, is Kelly Guerin, our setter. Last year she was setter of the year in the conference as a freshman, all freshman team, first team all conference. So really has the accolades to go with her talents. And so we look for her to kind of lead our team. We have both of them back this year. We have a middle hitter, Julie Dockery from Gate City High School, local talent, coming back this year. Our libero will probably be Alyssa Rupert, which is a Sullivan Central kid. So another local kid that's going to be in the starting lineup and do very well for us. South Green kid, Laura Ricker, will probably make the round out of our starting lineup this year as a senior. So I feel like we're in a good place with our returners, and then we have a few key kids that's going to make a difference coming in.
And that helps, certainly helps put fannies in seats of the fans. We got all these local kids playing too, right?
It does, because parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, so just gets us a few more spectators.
Absolutely. And of course, as I said, it gets pretty raucous over there. I've been over there several times. I love watching she and her kids play, and I say, well, they are kids. I hear her kids play, and they get after it, and the crowd gets into it, and the student body gets into it. So it's It's a great atmosphere at Steve Lacy Fieldhouse. So across the conference, are you the big dog? Are you the hunted this year?
We will, I would imagine, we haven't done our coaches vote yet, but I would imagine we'll be first or second going in. Union will be pretty strong as well. They won the conference last year. They only lost a couple of kids and weren't really key kids for them, so they'll return everyone. So I feel like that'll be our biggest competition in conference.
What's the coolest part of being a coach at Milligan College?
I get to work with young ladies every day that become women. That's the coolest part. So that I get to share Christ and that I get to see them make changes in their everyday life.
You get to be a role model too, right?
A little bit.
You get to be a mom, a counselor, and a psychiatrist, and a psychologist, and a big sister.
That's not the best part of it. That might have been the worst. No, I'm just teasing. That's not the worst part of it either. But I think just making an impression in young ladies' lives is.
Sure, absolutely. A lot of these ladies from out of town get homesick and are in troubles, and you know the drill. And so she's there to help pick up the pieces and help them get through it. And as you heard her say, watch young lady or young girls become ladies or women by the time they graduate. So. When's it all start?
We move in August 5th, and then we'll scrimmage Tusculum probably on August the 16th. We haven't finalized that date, but it'll either be the 16th or 17th. And then we have our home tournament at Steve Lacy Fieldhouse on August 25th. So it'll be that weekend tournament. That'll be our big opening tournament.
Cool stuff. And then it wraps up with the tournament's going to be back over here at Minute, right?
It will be, yes. Kingsport does a great job hosting, so we'll be back over there in November. I think it's November 13th through the 15th, or that date might not be exactly right, but it's the end of November, second week of November.
So what's it take as far as qualifying? How do you get to the national tournament?
So we need to win our regular season, and you get an automatic bid to the national tournament, or you win the tournament. And if that's the same team, then second place in the tournament will get to, and also.
Do they rotate the national tournament or stays the same place?
It's been in Sioux City, Iowa for about the last 12 years. It used to rotate, and so Sioux City kind of has a lockdown on women's basketball and volleyball that they've hosted for about 10 to 12 years now.
See, I think, this is me, I'm selfish, but I think the facilities we have here in the Tri-Cities, we could easily host that.
Yeah.
With all the gyms we'd have to have the national volleyball and basketball tournament. So, but they didn't ask me, but Sioux City, Iowa, it's like.
Not a whole lot out there, right?
Ain't a whole lot of shaking going on, I don't think, but it would look good. It sound good at Tri-Cities, Tennessee, but it's not.
It doesn't sound as appealing as, Hawaii or San Diego, California.
Yeah, Sioux City, Iowa, in November. That's not. But that's okay.
We still want to go anyway.
Yeah, we still want to go. Wherever it's at, we want to go to the national tournament. You folks in Iowa, we're not slamming you. We just feel like that it'd probably be better here in Tennessee, but it's not, and that's okay. So, yeah, the goal is wherever it's at. If it's, in Hoochie Coo, Minnesota, we want to get the Milligan volleyball team there. So, are you hungry?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You get to eat with this guy right here. We're going to take a break, and by the way, thanks for coming.
You're welcome anytime.
She's awesome. I'm telling you, I love this lady. She is so cool. She walks in and says, am I going to be on? Yes, okay. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. Brownies and Dominoes. Okay, I'll wing it, whatever. So she's awesome. She talked volleyball and did well. Coach Bays and Milligan College. Quick break. I'll be right back. And my man over here, he said, I'm going to be a Raiders fan. I like it. Dave Monjay joins us next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Show number 554 today, and they said it wouldn't last.
This is the place where you can forget all about work for a while and celebrate the good old US of A. And take in the best bumper-banging, fist-waving, hero-making short track race of the year, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. And kids' tickets are just $10. Be there August 19th, because it ain't just another race. It's Bristol, baby.
Trucks, and more trucks at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a huge selection of over 400 new Silverados to choose from, with over 700 total Chevrolets in stock, with savings that are bigger than our massive selection. Silverado Double and Crew Cab All-Stars, $11,000 off MSRP. Malibu LT, 20% off. 17 Colorado, $19,995. 17 Equinox, $21,445. Don't miss out on one of the best times to buy a new Chevrolet with savings that will leave you asking. How do they do that? At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
See, it's what you all don't hear on the show. It's the best part. Coach Bays in this being Coach Bays, so she's a piece of work. Love that lady. Daniel Monge's in the house, the Milligan Sports Information Director, and we were talking yesterday when we were there at the camp about all the fall sports, and one of those is her sport, and it's the calm before the storm on the Milligan campus now, right?
Yeah, it's kind of nice now. Have some time to kind of relax and catch your breath before everything kind of just gets crazy in the next couple of weeks. Got soccer coming up, volleyball, cross country, and then shortly after that we'll have tennis and golf going, and then basketball, swimming. All that'll pick up right after that too. So yeah, it's going to get busy pretty quick, but I'm enjoying the summer so far.
170 campers on campus for the basketball camp this week, and so yesterday I had Coach Robinson do his devotion and recorded it.
Right.
And we had over 700 views of just his devotion on the Facebook page. So the guy's incredible. And so 170 campers, and they're all over the place over there. It's great. He's got one more camp here in Colonial Heights coming up in a couple of weeks. So you can go to milliganbuffs.com and get signed up for that if you want to. So basketball's right around the corner, and volleyball. But again, his devotion yesterday had over 700 views.
Yeah, he's great with stuff like that. He's a good storyteller too.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna try and get back out there today and record it again on Facebook, and because he's doing a 4-part. The theme is race. Yesterday was relationships. Today I think it was attitude. So I'm gonna get over there and record it and post it on the Facebook, and pretty cool stuff. Again, Bill Robinson, class act, as is this young lady, of course, Coach Bays, and all the coaches. So you got downtime, kind of, sort of. Not really, but a little bit,
sort of,
before
right.
Before it all hits.
Right, and I've had some opportunity, I guess, to look into some records. One of the projects that I do each summer is, in addition to updating the record book, is I kind of look forward to what's coming up ahead as far as, do we have anybody who's close to a record, or do we have anybody who's close to a milestone? And we've actually got a few on the volleyball team. Last year we had Samantha Bruni as a senior move up into the #1 spot. It's kind of tricky with the volleyball records. We've got some gaps from the 90s, and I think Don Eva's it's probably safe to say that she is the record holder for a lot of the stats, for a lot of the stat categories. But just with gaps in the records and just incomplete stuff that we
You mean her
just
personally holds a lot of the records? Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here, trust me. There you go. There we go. I didn't realize that. We're talking celebrity stuff here. Okay, that's cool. So she's off the top of your head, come on, Jay. How many records does Coach Bays hold? Ballpark number.
Several. I would
70?
think several. Yeah, it's. I know she's got kills, attack percentage. I'm thinking at least 3, maybe as many as 5. She was phenomenal.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
No wonder the volleyball program's successful, because they got a great one coaching them. So there you go.
Right.
We're talking to Daniel Monjay, the Sports Information Director. We're live again here at Phil's Dream Pit. So we talked yesterday about the young lady we had on. We were there in June, Hannah Seagraves, who kind of rewrote the record books of track cross country.
Right.
What a classy young lady.
Yeah.
To talk to her, she's as humble as the day is long. She's like, yeah, I just kind of. In fact, it was cool because she said, when I interviewed her, she originally was going to play soccer. She was not even really destined to be a runner. Her either grandfather or uncle talked her into running, and so the rest is history. But she was going to be a soccer player over in Great Britain.
And coming into here, I don't think she had ever run the 800, or at least competitively had never run the 800, and that's the one event that she won 4 national titles in. So.
Is that not incredible? Starts running the 800 and sits and wins the national championship 4 times, and is as humble and as laid back as you ever want to meet, isn't she?
Absolutely.
And so I said, where are you going to be going? She said, I think I'm going to be going to Germany and running. It's like, and she tried out for the Olympics.
Right.
So I'm thinking, I'm going to Jonesboro, and she's going to Germany. So there you go.
Yeah,
Good
she was
stuff.
at the British Championships last week, and I know that she's got the World Championships coming up as part of her professional running career. So good
and
stuff
all
for
that
her.
does is make the recruiting for all the sports in Milligan better, because it brings recognition and prominence to the program, to the school, right?
Right. Absolutely.
There is a website to go to. What is the magic website to learn all about
Yes, it's
Milligan sports?
MilliganBuffs.com.
MilliganBuffs.com.
It's got everything: pictures, schedules, rosters, stories, news, everything.
Yep, it's all right there. MilliganBuffs.com. Are you hungry?
I'm pretty hungry.
First
I
time
could
she's
eat.
been here, right? Been here before? Okay. Repeat
I've been here a few times too. It's good.
There you go. Oh, it's
Yeah.
awesome. I can't wait to get off there and eat it myself. So, anyway, appreciate you coming and bringing her. Good job.
Yeah,
as
thank you.
always.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, this guy's awesome. Appreciate his friendship. I gave him a hard time because he's a Falcons fan. Deep down, I think he wants to be a Raiders fan, don't you?
Maybe. Maybe.
No, he doesn't. He's being nice. He can't stand the Raiders. Nobody can except me. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back and get the owner of the establishment one more time, Phil Pipkin, and also run down what's going on again today in sports. Of course, the big news coming up tonight is the All-Star game. Did you watch Home Run Derby last night?
I missed it.
Oh.
Was it good?
Oh, Aaron Judge hit the roof of Marlins Park with a 560-some feet. Just hammered it. I think the balls are juiced. They keep saying they aren't, but this guy had 4 500-foot home runs last night.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he's 6'7", he's a big guy, but to hammer it and hit the top of the roof of the ballpark, it's never been done. So the pitchers, Major League Baseball, in all seriousness, have said that the seams are tighter, the ball travels farther, and the balls are kind of juiced. So anyway, Rob Manfred came out and said they're going to expand Major League Baseball. And one of the cities is Charlotte. So Charlotte and Montreal, Mexico City, we're going to have new baseball teams in the next couple of years. So quick break. We'll be right back. Phil's here with us. He'll join us next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is the place where you can forget all about work for a while and celebrate the good old US of A. And take in the best bumper-banging, fist-waving, hero-making short track race of the year, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. And kids' tickets are just $10. Be there August 19th, because it ain't just another race. It's Bristol, baby.
Trucks, trucks, and more trucks at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a huge selection of over 400 new Silverados to choose from, with over 700 total Chevrolets in stock, with savings that are bigger than our massive selection. Silverado Double and Crew Cab All-Stars, $11,000 off MSRP. Malibu LT, 20% off. 17 Colorado, $19,995. 17 Equinox, $21,445. Don't miss out on one of the best times to buy a new Chevrolet with savings that will leave you asking, how do they do that? At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology has just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back again live at Phil's Dream Pit. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, my buddy, again, Phil Pipkin. And we've had our first lunch rush. Had a pretty good kick, wasn't it?
It was a good kick.
This place was rocking, man. I love it. And, of course, it's a good sign. We're in here. Of course, they always start their day with prayer. We're in here praying. Of course, I was here today, and so it's a cool thing that you look out the door at 11 o'clock, and they're standing there waiting for the turn the sign on so we can open the door and get after it. So it's been busy, and that's what we want. Of course, they're closed on Sundays and Mondays, so it's a Tuesday through Saturday operation, and love it. Let's talk about one of the things you're most proud of is the ribs. This guy can crank out the ribs. Again, you can get the half rack rib meal, the full rack rib meal, and again, it's awesome food. So tell us, if you would, please, about your ribs.
Got 2 types of ribs. I got a Memphis style dry rub. So before I opened my restaurant, I did a lot of traveling into Memphis and Texas and Rendezvous. I fell in love with their dry rub ribs. So dry rubs wasn't big in this area. So once I had the Rendezvous ribs, it forced me to start working on a dry rub for my ribs, and do that one, and I do a sweet rib where I just put my sweet sauce on it as it's cooking and get that sweet sauce flavor into the ribs.
It is awesome. Of course, again, they have the half rack rib meal, the full rack rib meal. Again, in the 3 rib meal too. You have if you can't go half.
Yeah, you can.
Get a 3
yeah,
rib, right?
Lunchtime. A lot of people they want some ribs, but they don't want a half rack. So we got a three rib lunch meal or dinner meal if you want 3 at dinner.
You would think a 3 rib meal about $20. Nope. $15. Nope. 3 rib meals under $11. And of course, it comes with
two sides,
bread, and a drink. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for ribs, and as you said, as Phil said, if you don't want a full rack or half rack, the 3 rib works all day long. And then also, as we were talking earlier, getting ready to get into class reunions. There's all kinds of things coming up in the fall. Tailgating and football games. And
got the fall race coming, and
fall race. We're 36 days away from Bristol, so lots of different reasons to get meat by the pound or a dream bag. Tell me about it.
Cater. Catering. I mean, if you got class reunions and you want us to set up, serve, and just give you the full experience, we can do that. Catering menus online at philsdreampit.com. And we do have takeout. Save you a lot of money if you've got people who can serve for you. You know, if it's say it's a class reunion, you got some of your kids that want to serve all of us old guys that are 40 years, 50 years out of high school.
Yep. Let somebody else do it.
Let somebody else do it. Sure. It ends up being like $6 and a quarter a person. So very, very reasonable value and good food.
Absolutely. Great food. In fact, I was in here Friday, I guess it was. Diana was getting ready to head out to do
we had
150 somewhere.
We had takeout for 300. We had another delivery for 150 and had a pickup for 110. So
plus the restaurant stays open, take care of the people coming through.
Yes.
And usually Friday's a heavy time in here, so they cranked out the food. So you had 110, 150, and 300.
One of them was a Fun Fest block party to kick off the Fun Fest. So
they can do it. And what's the biggest one you've ever done? As far as numbers?
A little over 600.
Wow. So if it's anywhere from 15, 20 to 600, whatever, it's worth a phone call, or go to the website, as you heard, philsdreampit.com. So let's talk about meat by the pound. If you just want to buy the meat straight up, you can do that too, right?
You can. We got offer the pork by the pound, or smoked turkey by the pound, brisket by the pound, ribs by just a rack of ribs, or
chicken salad too.
Chicken salad, yeah, we do. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Chicken salad too. They sell a lot of chicken salad.
So my dad was county extension agent for Washington County for 30 years, and in 1950, the Tennessee 4-H department at the University of Tennessee came up with this vinegar sauce, and my dad and I used to go down to the old Bowmantown school, and he would cook 1,000 halves of chicken for like Rotary Club, but he'd have that Tennessee vinegar sauce in a Hudson metal backpack sprayer. That's how we spray it. So I use that Tennessee vinegar sauce to marinate my chicken breasts in for the chicken salad. So that's what gives them that really good punch and taste.
It's a little secret there from Phil. Again, been at it for 10 years, doing a great job. Again, Phil's Dream Pit. Again, meat by the pound, pork, turkey, brisket, chicken salad, full rack of ribs, half rack of ribs. And so kind of plant the seed for our catering opportunity, because there are folks getting married in the fall. There are football games. There's any number of fall festivals that may want to, again, get meat by the pound of the Dream Packs, or have an event catered.
Or just, if you just want to get food, and, if you're a motorcycle rider and you're going to take your girl out somewhere on a ride, just put it in the saddlebags and pull over at a picnic table on your beautiful ride. And
he's speaking from experience because he got him a new toy. Tell us about that toy, because that's a cool toy you got.
Well, I was very fortunate. Retired Navy man got some bad health and put his Harley trike up for sale, and I've been looking for probably 3 to 4 years for one, and was fortunate enough to get that one for a really good deal.
There you go. So Harley three-wheeler, right?
Harley three-wheeler, yeah. Yes.
And Mrs. Pipkin likes it too, does she not?
She does, yeah. We would always leave work and go home and sit and watch TV, get up and go to work, go home, sit up and watch TV. Now we're
on the move.
So to get my wife to go to dinner at 8 o'clock at night in Nicholsville, Virginia, it takes something special to do that.
He said, let's go on the bike, honey. She said, yeehaw, we're gone. So she had the helmet on, ready to go, right?
Yeah, she did.
Nothing like riding a bike in the wind, is it?
Oh, it's
freedom.
I see what everybody talks about now. It's my first one, so.
I used to have a bike. I understand, man. It was cool. Just get out there and let it go. I like it. philsdreampit.com. So again, last thing I want to talk about, because we want to get them. If you're a let's talk. Oh, we don't talk much about that.
Yeah, I have
platter.
the sampler platters. So you can do. I got a 2-meat sampler platter, which you can do the hot dog, sausage, the turkey. The only meats I don't include on the 2 or 3 meat is the chicken, because they're such large portions. You know, one's a half a chicken and the other one's a fairly large chicken breast. But everything else is fair game. If you want to get brisket and ribs or a pork wing, I don't know. We don't talk much about the pork wings, but if you've never had one, they're something you need to try.
So tell us, what is a pork wing?
It comes off the shank end of the ham. About 4 ounces of meat on a bone. It's almost like holding a chicken wing, except it's pork. And 4 ounces of meat, no fat, good flavor of ham and sweet ribs.
There you go. Swabbing some of that sauce. You got what? Let's do these real quick too. This is what we're talking about.
Vinegar.
I'll let you be the Vanna here. I'll do it.
Vinegar. Got.
Describe that before.
Just a North Carolina style vinegar sauce.
Vinegar.
To satisfy the North Carolina fans, and mustard. That's kind of your Georgia, South Carolina influence, and
all the tables here.
And then just a house sweet sauce.
That's the one I get because I'm a sissy, so I get the original sweet. That's the sissy sauce, is what my.
And then last, if you want a little bit of heat,
kick.
Very tolerable. Don't let the fire fool you. It's very tame, but good for people who want a little heat. And if you really want something hot, I keep one up by the coffee pot. It's called Smoking Hot.
And you can buy these too, right?
Yes, you can.
You take them and get them, take them home.
I don't bottle the vinegar and mustard because it's not as fast moving as Sweet Fire.
But a good gift pack.
But I can do it in pint cups up here.
Great gift packs too. Again, all this right here at Phil's Dream Pit, right off Interstate 26, Eastern Star exit. Love coming here. And if you bring the little people, say, is there something for the kids? There is. There is a kids menu as well.
Yeah, and we got kids menus, very reasonably priced. I get a lot of parents that thank us for having, so they can bring their family and it not cost them an arm and a leg to feed their kids.
Yep.
And the kids always get Tootsie Roll Pops or something for if they eat well.
That's because they clean up their plate.
Yeah, they clean up their plate.
Coach Bays, what do you got over there? What do you eat? Pork, hash brown casserole, and sweet tea. Hey, Raider, what do you got over there, Oakland Raider, man? Same thing? Mr. McCauley, you haven't eaten yet? Get pork wings. Oh, really? Pigs fly. Great stuff. So, 2 pulled porks and a pork wing, and that's a neat thing.
And your dream dog?
Oh, yeah. Hot dogs, some smoked turkey, and I don't know what I'm going to do something different today. Maybe some brisket. The beef brisket. Close it out, but tell us about the beef brisket because it's awesome.
Awesome cut of meat. It's tough to cook, but if you do it right, it's one of the best cuts of meat. I cook the brisket flats. I trim all the fat off, so all you're getting is good lean meat when you get your meal.
There you go. Good stuff.
So, love you, buddy.
Love you too, man. And of course, he dedicates this. It's worth saying one more time. You went to the conference. You sold out for the Lord. You gave this business over to the Lord, and
yep, Steve was there.
And it's been lights out since then, right?
Been lights out since then. Yeah, my name changed to Phyllis that weekend, so. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
So look up there before you close. Look in this camera and tell them the importance of dedicating your business to the Lord.
It's life changing. This is my tool. God gave me a tool to manage, and then the rest is His. So.
The rest is history. Yep. There you go. See. We won't hear that in other sports shows, but on this show, we talk about the King of Kings. So I know they're over there flagging you, going, "Where is he?" So I'm thinking
they're keep me over here.
Keep asking me questions. So I have to go back. Okay. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Tom. Thank you.
Awesome. Oh yeah, he's a great guy. Quick break. We'll come back and close this thing out. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit. Right back after this here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is the place where you can forget all about work for a while and celebrate the good old US of A. And take in the best bumper-banging, fist-waving, hero-making short track race of the year, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. And kids' tickets are just $10. Be there August 19th because it ain't just another race. It's Bristol, baby.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a huge selection of over 400 new Silverados to choose from, with over 700 total Chevrolets in stock, with savings that are bigger than our massive selection. Silverado Double and Crew Cab All-Stars, $11,000 off MSRP. Malibu LT, 20% off. 17 Colorado, $19,995. 17 Equinox, $21,445. Don't miss out on one of the best times to buy a new Chevrolet with savings that will leave you asking, how do they do that? At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City.
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
One of the nicest ladies in the world, Miss Jean's in here having lunch with Jean Brewer. Of course, we knew her son Chris, and neat stuff. Coached the Dobbins Minute. We lost him back in 2003, but she's in here. A lot of folks in here. This place is rocking. We're going to step aside and get out of here. We're going to be rejoined tomorrow at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. I want to say thanks to our guests, of course, Phil Pipkin, Colin Brooks from the Northeast Tennessee Pigskin, Steve McCauley from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the one, the only, Daniva Bays, the Milligan College volleyball coach, and Daniel Manje, the sports information director at Milligan. So, out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Again, we'll rejoin you tomorrow from Chick-fil-A. Thursday will be at Champion Chevrolet, and Friday will be at Food City in Bristol at Euclid Avenue. So, we got a full slate. Tomorrow, Casey Marler joins us. My buddy Marler from JHL TV is going to join us. I think Thursday, Coach Torbush is going to join us from ETSU football. So, we got a full show. And of course, Friday will be joined by Pat Patterson from live from Loudon, New Hampshire, the NASCAR Performance Racing Network. So got all those folks lined up, ready to go, and more. Phil Worrell's going to join us on Thursday from Champion Chevrolet. And so Coach Worrell, class act. And of course, we're going to talk a little hoops and the state of college basketball. So he'll join us coming up on Thursday. So you just never know. Again, as we told you, coming up in a couple of weeks, we'll be doing a show live from West Virginia. We're going to a Hardee's in West Virginia. They got us going up there to broadcast, and so we'll be talking to some coaches from Marshall. Yeah, we are Marshall. The Thundering Herd, that's my boys. That's my alma mater. And so we'll be up there and having a big time, too. And also Aaron Ferguson, young man who went to DB, part of the two-time Waco. Lord have mercy. Look what the cat drug in. Come over and sit down and talk to me, dog. Waco's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Look at you. Sit right here and talk to me. Come right here and talk to me. Put them cans on. You got time to talk to me. Tell me about that boy's going off to play baseball. He's a proud papa. Sit down right here and holler at me for a second. I want you to look. I'm going to flip this camera. See, you're going to come in here, and if I see you, you're going to get on the air. That's how it works. Shit. If I see you, let me get rid of me. I don't want to see me. Look at him right there. How you doing, dog?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So brag on that youngin'. Where's he headed?
We're headed to the College of Charleston. Actually, we're leaving tomorrow for orientation. Then he'll be back home for about a month, and he'll be gone for good.
There you go.
Empty nester.
Empty nester. What's Wendy gonna do now with it?
She may replace me. I don't know.
She may send you to Charleston with him. There you go.
That'd be okay.
That'd be okay too. Yeah. So brag on that young a little bit. He got a scholarship, played ball at South. Brag on it.
He did. I think a lot of it was a lot of hard work and a lot of determination. You know, you got to give some props out there to Anthony Richardson for pushing him some.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time in the travel ball in summer, and had a good organization out of South Carolina we played with called the Southern Athletics. And those guys really worked with him on getting him seen, coaches and that type of stuff, and just worked out good.
There you go.
It did.
It's all good. Got him a full ride to the College of Charleston.
It's not a full ride. Daddy's going to throw in some. That's
It's
okay.
enough to get him down there, right?
It's enough to get him there.
Yeah,
and the academics was a big part of it too. That was one of the first things that every coach that we visited with, he met with, I don't know, 6 or 8 different colleges, and one of the first questions every one of them asked was, "What kind of grades you got?" And that was something Trey really put a lot of time into too. So.
It's the name of the game. It's more than just sports. Now you got to have academics too, and you should.
Oh yeah, that's what you're there for. You're there for education.
Get that piece of paper.
Oh yeah.
You just ate? Just got here?
Just got here. Sat down there waiting on me. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What are you gonna get? What do you normally get here at Phil's?
If you've never had the pork wing, you have to have the pork wings.
That's what Steve's getting from FCA. Pork wings.
Pork wings.
Good stuff, huh?
Oh, they're wonderful.
That fellow over there, I believe he's got him a pork wing over there. He's hitting it pretty hard. So pork wings are good.
Pork wings are good. Everything here is good.
Oh, you got that right. All right.
All right, I'm going to eat.
I was off the cuff. Give me some taters.
Good to see you, bud.
Yeah, he's a good man right there. I appreciate it. So, again, you just never know who's going to be in here. It's like a who's who. And so, our buddy Waco, as we call him. There you got it. Good man. We are now out of time. We thank you for yours. We'll rejoin tomorrow from Chick-fil-A. Thursday, Champion Chevrolet. Friday, Food City again at Euclid Avenue in Bristol on the Food City Friday. So, hey, don't forget to get your tickets for Bristol. We're 36 days away from the UNOH 200 and the Bush's Beans 150. 38 days out from the Food City 300. Dale Earnhardt Jr. running both races, his last trip at Bristol. He'll be there for the Friday night race, and he'll be there also for the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. 39 days out. Your tickets easy to get. 423 Bristol, bristoltix.com, or 1-866-415-4158. We have the privilege of being the track announcer of the Speedway, so I can tell you firsthand from the inside, ticket sales are very, very brisk at Bristol Motor Speedway for these races because Junior's coming for the last time. So, again, 423 Bristol, bristoltix.com, or 1-866-415-4158. Again, thanks to all our guests and certainly Phil and the gang here at Phil's Dream Pit. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. And until we reach you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Chick-fil-A, we'll tell you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. And when you see this, if you would please share it and like us. Like us and share us, please, if you would. We would thank you for that. And also thanks to our buddy, again, Jeremiah and Michael from AppalachianDigital.com, who's our social media guys that do a phenomenal job. This thing is virtually tripled since they've taken it over in November. Again, our high water mark Friday, we had over 3,200 views, and we're heading that way today. So thanks a bunch. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, have yourself a great Tuesday, and so long, everybody.